All right, how we doing today? So this is once again the Remnant One, and I got a lot of things going on. So I'm going to take advantage of this time because I feel good today to do a segment on cancer on this food and health series. So I'm going to get right into it. Okay, I hope everybody's doing well and safe today. Today's 9 October 2020, and I want to start by looking at this COVID count. So here in the United States, which we lead the way, we have 7.64 million cases here, confirmed, and 213,000 deaths with an increase of about 56,000 cases a day, and then 928 cases for deaths or whatever. So the deaths is something to watch because of the COVID effects, from it. All right, that people that's done caught it, or it could be asymptomatic conditions that may not show up right then, but they'll probably show up. It could show up later. You never know. From predicting this virus worldwide, 36.5 million cases, and then deaths is 1.06. So this goes to show that many of the deaths are in America. All right, because the deaths are not increasing that much worldwide. So, and I state this incessantly in the other past videos, in this series, that we wouldn't have half these problems, all right, that if we were to probably follow the foods for the Most High and so forth, instead of eating all this different poisonous stuff, with all these impurities, So, which causes cancer? Is basically a mutation of impurity cells in your body. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about cancer. So let's look at a few stats or whatever. Stats at glance. In 2020, estimate of a little over 1.8 million new cases of cancer will be diagnosed in the United States. 606,520 will die from this disease. So that's like what? Almost 2 million people, which is the one of the highest causes of death, other than the heart disease, and they work hand in hand. All right, most common cancers are breast cancer, lung and bronchitis, prostate, colon, and rectum, melanoma of the skin, bladder, and there's some others right there. But this is colon cancer, which Chadwick Boseman, the actor, died of, is the reason why I'm doing this series in the first place. So that's something to be reckoned with, all right? And that was a result of certain animal proteins and dairy products, And also, if you're not seeing about yourself, then it's just going to get worse, and it's going to rapidly deplete your body. Prostate, lung, and colorectal cancers account for the estimated 43% of all cancers in men in 2020. For women, the three most common cancers are breast, lung, and colorectal, which is account for an estimated 50%. So this has to do with diet, but smoking in men, with prostate and lung cancer, all right, depending on what you eat. Once again, not working out, sugar, all right, that takes a toll on your body for most guys. Breast cancer, all right, there's a lot of poison in the water, And sorry about that. So new cases of cancer, all right, is 442 people per 100,000 men, and then and women per year. The death cancer rate is 58 per 100,000, and women per year, based on 2013 to 2017 deaths. The cancer mortality rate is higher among men than women. 189 per 100,000 men, and 135 per 100,000 men. When comparing groups based on race and ethnicity, cancer mortality is the highest among African Americans, 227 per 100,000, and lowest in Asian Pacific Islander women, 85.6 6 per 100,000. That's because they have a different diet. These Asian and Pacific Islanders, even the African women, they have a different diet in the African or the collectivist world. That's Asia, okay. But when they come over here, then a lot of their diets, they develop a poor diet, okay. So here's some other stats, okay. There will be 16.9 million cancer survivors, and it's going to be increased or projected to increase to 22.2 million by 2030. So I guess that people are going to do more about it, okay, in accordance with the medical technologies, okay. Approximately 39.5% of men and women will be diagnosed with cancer at some point during their lifetimes, okay. Estimated in 2020, 16,850 children and adolescents ages 0 to 19 will be diagnosed with cancer, and 1,730 will die. Now, 100 years ago, this was only 3%, okay, now 0.03%. All right, so that will only be a small fraction of that, maybe like 1,000. Now it's 16,000. So, okay, who's ever is behind this, pharmaceutical companies or whatever food companies, are doing a good job. Okay. Estimated national expedition for cancer cure in the United States in 2018 were $158 billion. Okay. They say that costs are likely to increase as the population ages and more people have cancer because the society is getting older. Okay. So that's what's going to happen, but it's big business. That is a lot of money. Okay, there's some world stats that you could look at, but just you could look at cancer.gov. Okay, that these world cases here, but America leads the way in this, no doubt. Okay. All right, so here's an article from Minority Health. Okay, African Americans has the highest. Okay, this is about cancer in African Americans. They have the highest mortality group of any racial group, okay, for all cancers combined and for most major cancers, okay. Death rates for all major causes of death are higher for African Americans than for non-Hispanic whites, contributing in part to a lower life expectancy for African American men and African American women. So, okay, you can gauge your Latino population anywhere between the African Americans and our white counterparts. Okay, probably more closer to us. So here's just a few stats. Okay, and you can look at this, like I say, though, the different percentages in here. I'm not going to go through all that. Okay, from 2012 to 2016, African American men are 1.2 times and 1.7 times, respectively, more than likely to have new cases of colon and prostate cancer as compared to non-Hispanic white men. Okay, so they're already saying that we have about a 50% chance more. Okay, I believe it's more like 50% chance more that we are African Americans are 1.7 times likely to die to have stomach cancer as compared to non-Hispanic white men, and 2.5 times more likely to die from stomach cancer. Okay. So when they say the stomach, they're basically talking about the colon and your digestive system, okay? And that results from a poor diet. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later here in this segment. African American men, okay, have lower 5-year cancer survival rates for most cancer sites as compared to non-Hispanic white men. So they're saying that we have a less of a chance of surviving from it. Okay, African Americans men are twice as likely to die from prostate cancer as compared to non-Hispanic white men, which my father has suffered from, and he caught it at a too late stage. Okay, women, African American women are just as likely to have been diagnosed with breast cancer. However, they were almost 40% more likely to die from breast cancer as compared to non-Hispanic white women. Okay, so that's something to watch for our women. African American women are twice as likely to be diagnosed with stomach cancer, and they are 2.2 times as likely to die from stomach cancer as compared to non-Hispanic white women. So this is something to watch, ladies and gentlemen. That's if you're looking at this series here. Okay. A couple other notes. Okay, I wanted to bring up this colon cancer because it's something that is becoming more and more of a concern to me. Okay. So, including skin cancers, colorectal cancer is the third most common diagnosis in men and women in the United States. All right. So here's a few stats: 140,000 new cases of colon cancer, and 43,000 new cases of rectal cancer. Okay, and probably out of all that, more than likely, probably a little bit more than half of that are going to be African Americans. Probably pushing 55% to 60%. Okay, probably I want to say more so 60%. Okay, screening. All right, and other issues. Okay, the rate of people diagnosed with colon or rectal cancer each year has dropped overall since the mid 1980s. Mainly people, more people getting screened. Okay, and changing their lifestyles. Okay, so they say that people under 55, over 55 years old, dropped 3.6%. Okay, but for younger people, it has increased. So people are seeing about it more, but I think the younger people needs more work. They say overall the lifetime risk of developing colorectal cancer is about 1 in 23 for men and 1 in 25 for women. Okay, that's probably going to go up. Okay, 53,200 deaths are from this cancer. So as we wrap things up, okay, things like sugar, breads, animal meats, proteins, dairy products. Okay, now it's fair to say that based on pre-genetic dispositions, that people could catch it early, but many of these cancers can be reversed. All right, especially the colon cancer. All right, I think when it's something to monitor with your kids, but I think that most men, when they get about 40, okay, that's something to once again to see about. It's an easy test, a DNA test that they can do for you. You take pretty much like an ice cream stick, okay, that you have the little ice creams from, and you put it in your rectum, and they do a DNA test, and they can find out if you have that. Okay, it's recommended for 45, but you can ask for it at about 40. Okay, try to, ladies and gentlemen, go to plant-based diets. Okay, cut your meats and your cheeses at least by half. All right, meats, cheeses, dairy products, sugar. Okay, they have alternatives, and we'll talk about that later in this series. Okay, cut your cholesterol as well. Fast. Drink a lot of good, clean water, and you could tell. All right, you tell the difference that you'll look better, you'll feel better, you'll lose weight. Your blood levels will go down, like diabetes, or if you have family traits, or if you have those issues, high blood pressure, which contributes to that, and other factors like heart disease and heart attack and stroke, which we will talk about here later, okay, in this series. So that'll pretty much conclude all of that. If you like the video, feel free to subscribe, like, and share, and check out some of the other videos on this channel.